This is a place.
This is the place.
This is a place. We want to talk about. This is a place.
Hello, and thank you for tuning into this week of This is a Place. We have a pretty cool experience with this one since we were able to speak with the owner and have him on the episode with us. So we want to welcome, today we have Arthur Owens. He is the owner.
Hello.
Welcome, Arthur.
Hey, I'm happy to be here.
So it's Row O's Chicken and Waffles is the full name of the restaurant, right?
Yes, sir.
So I found out about this place on Instagram. I think originally I got followed by the page, and
Yes,
so
sir.
got really interested in that because for me and my relationship with chicken and waffles is I've been out to California a couple times, and I always have to go to Roscoe's because that place is the best. And yeah, we don't have much of that here in Utah, at least
Yeah.
not of that caliber.
I agree.
Yeah, not a
50%.
right. There's not a shop here like dedicated to chicken and waffles, but you can find it, right?
Yes,
At
you
other
can
places.
find it on the menus, which it should have been a staple a long time ago.
Oh yeah, I totally agree with that. But tell us about yourself. So you're not originally from Utah. Tell us where you came
Yeah.
from, what brought you
So-
here.
So you brought up California. I am a representative of California, San Bernardino, which we
All right.
consider the IE, the Inland Empire. So yeah, Roscoe's growing up. I mean, that was the place. You know, my family, we definitely go there, or Doolin's on a Sunday. But as far as chicken and waffles, it's always been something that I thought soul food. You know, chicken and waffles is always fun. But I came here after I hail from California. I moved here from Arizona. I ended up going to prison in Arizona, and I got out of prison. I got off released on parole, and my cousin, he played for Real Salt Lake, which was a soccer team here in Utah, as we all know. And so I moved out, and I was a personal chef for the team. And that was my whole journey of transition, and man, is getting my life right and switching it over. And yeah, I was very thankful to end up in a beautiful place like Utah.
That's awesome.
You know.
I didn't know you were a personal chef for Real.
Yeah. So I started doing that, like I said, when I first got here. And that was awesome. You know, that exposed me to a lot of prestige people, you know. And I just took it, and I ended up doing great with that and chefing for a lot of the jazz players and just networking with the whole what's the Park City Sundance Film Festival.
All
So
right.
whenever that would go on, I would go up and get busy. But it just didn't pay the bills.
Did you have any background in cooking or being a chef
Yes.
prior to that, or how'd you get into that?
So when I right before I went to prison, I was actually in culinary school. I went to the Scottsdale Culinary Institute located in Scottsdale, Arizona. And I was about 4 months done. And then I got into trouble messing with the wrong crowd. I ended up bonding out so I could finish and get my associates. So I bonded out, got my associates, finished up. And then that's when I went in to prison. And then I got out and I was a full-blown chef, it was awesome. The whole experience was awesome. But I've always loved cooking, you know.
Yeah, that's great. That's cool from where you came from, you know. You got your
Solid.
barbershop, you got now the restaurant. It seems like
Yes,
you're
sir.
doing awesome, man.
Yes, sir. I'm thankful, man. A lot of love, a lot of support, a lot of dedication and consistency, you know. And that's really what it took.
So what did you ever introduce the Real team to your chicken and waffles?
So, you know, I did not. They were all health freaks. So
Makes sense.
So, you know, the funny part is when I would go to like family outings, you know, we have family gatherings, family get-togethers, people would barbecue. I would always bring my waffle maker. I would always have my chicken wings. And then I think that's where it really was something when the family's like, let me have your recipe. And you're like, no. But they're like, this is so amazing. And you're like, thank you, but you should sell this. And then I just never thought anything of it. And then before you know it, here we are. And the you know, the funny part is this whole journey behind Ro'os, you know, it started out as a concept, you know. Um, and the concept being you don't know if it's really going to work out here, you know, in a place like Utah, you know. But believe it or not, we've had a lot of good love. And this place, you know, Utah has a lot of I'll call them a lot of people with sophisticated palates, you know, where there are a lot of foodies here that appreciate good food. They know what good food is, you know. So as you introduce them, they're very receptive of good food, which I'm coming to find out, which is cool.
Yeah, I don't know if Nate and I can call ourselves foodies. We like food, and we sure liked your food, so
Yeah, I call you guys foods, and it did look like you guys loved it. I love that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
definitely love to eat, so I'm not usually picky, especially if I'm not the one that has to prep it, then I'm not going to be picky about it. But
those are the two things everybody hates: prepping and cleaning.
There you go. But how long ago did you start the chicken and waffle?
So we've been official now for 2.5 months, just going strong, and the love in between that 2.5 months, it makes me feel like I've been around for longer, but we haven't. We're like brand new. Just the love is just so awesome, you know, and it's so organic, you know, which I love organic love. Organic love is the best, you know, that's longevity. So,
well, that's one thing. Like when Brandon told me about you, and I was trying to research where you were located, I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
So it's probably due to the fact that you're just kind of getting your feet wet, right, and getting the ball up and
testing that concept. Shouts out to Rico's and my mentor. We all need good mentors, you know. My mentor Jorge, he opened his doors for us just to test the concept. He believed in it, you know, and he was just like, brother, you just need to go ahead and put this food out. And he opened up his doors for us, and he allowed us to go into his kitchen, and the rest is history, you know. So just thankful for the opportunities again. Very blessed.
I mean, Brandon and I showed up. What day was that? Thursday last week, about 5 o'clock, and you were already sold out, if I'm not mistaken. So does that happen often, or how often do you?
I feel great saying this, but when you guys showed up, that was the fastest we've ever actually sold out by 5. Usually it's around 6:37. But on that particular day, I love that we sold out that early. So it happens pretty much every day we sell out, but I get more ecstatic the earlier we sell out, because that means that we're really making noise, you know?
Right. And so that's kind of a crazy thing that you decided to open up a restaurant during the whole pandemic, correct? If you said you just started 2.5 months ago. So how nervous were you to open a restaurant knowing a lot of restaurants are not doing so well right now?
That was the thing, you know. I'm always, how should I say, I'm very pessimistic, you know. But I just believe, you know, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But during that time, it was kind of, to be honest with you, my shop, you know, the barber shop, due to COVID, was shut down due to those distances and whatnot. But when it shut down, it kind of stopped the income from coming in, you know? And so I was building this whole concept about 7 months prior to COVID.
Right.
And I just couldn't find the time to actually put my foot down on it and execute it, you know? And so I know it sounds funny, but I'm kind of thankful for COVID at this time, that it allowed me to have kind of that pause, where I could actually go ahead and execute this. And with COVID, I mean, what else do you have to do during COVID but eat, right?
Yeah. I mean, that speaks volumes to you and your dedication too, because a lot of people, I mean, not people get lazy during this time, but a lot of people catching up on shows, maybe starting new hobbies or whatever it may be, but you're out here making a new business, right? That's probably not the first thing on someone's mind during a pandemic. And look at you, you're having success with it. So that's awesome.
Man, just thankful. You got to put in that dedication. And again, I'll always say it. I'm just thankful. I'm a big fan of the higher power. What you put in is what you get out. Always manifest. And never think of anything being a failure. Just do it. That's all I can say. If there's anybody listening, I just say, just do it.
Well, yeah, it's a great motivational story. Instead of sticking your head in the sand and saying, "Woe is me," you looked for a opportunity to do something, right? And
yes, sir.
Determine your own fate.
Yes,
so that's good.
So I was like, and then so the Roos is named after my son, and so that gives me, his name is Arthur Owens, and so nickname Roos. It gives me a lot of motivation, to see my son and to know one day this could be yours,
Well, that's speaking to the name of your restaurant. One of the things that really fascinated me about it in looking at the menu is the names of your dishes and how it's set up. Can you talk a little bit about where you got those ideas and where it all came from?
Yeah, so my menu, it pretty much stems from me, the things that make me happy, the things that made me laugh, the things that created memories since I was a young boy. But I mean, to start off, obviously, the first two items on the menu would be named after my son and my daughter, which is Rowan Owens and Miana Owens. Mm-hmm. And so we got the Ro's favorite and the Miana's jam. They're my cheerleaders. They're my big inspirations. And just all around, just music, has to deal with a lot of the names. And movies, which, I mean, as coming up as kids, you got a lot of things that you can think about, from past tense Sandlots, Space Jams, where my Michael Secret stuff comes from. And it just makes you smile. Yeah, the Ecto Juice, those are all the things that make you smile. Coming up from when I came up as a kid, the 90s were the best. I just want to shout out to the 90s. The 90s were the best, dude. Listen, everything was original, the funniest, And so I just love reminiscing in the 90s, and obviously the names. Hopefully, when people I love when people when they call in their orders and then they say the names and then they laugh behind it because it makes them reminisce too. I think that's the cool part. Make it funny.
Is there a staple that everyone says, man, when you go to Rose, you got to try this, or is it too early to know?
They do. So here, I mean, they love our fried chicken. I mean, we've had people say it's the best fried chicken ever. I just like to deliver good fried chicken. Our process is cool. But I would say when you come, just eat that fried chicken, those waffles. All the sides are great, if you're into comfort foods. But just prepared to eat it and smile, and then at the end you might need a nap.
Yes. I think we'll bring that up later in the episode. But
we won't hound you about all the food, but we were very happy with what we ate, and we'll dissect it a little bit later in the episode. But
yes, sir.
Yeah, I left full, that's for sure. And I was full for a long time after. So
we like to feed you.
And I was full, but you gave us even some more of that cobbler. And I still had to find a place to put the rest of it. I wasn't going to let it sit overnight. So that just goes to tell you how.
No, I tried. And I can eat a lot, just so you know. I can eat a lot. And I couldn't even finish your to-go cobbler. Like it was.
There we go.
Good stuff. So.
So what are your goals for the restaurant?
So, Ro's, again, starting out as a pop-up, I had a vision, and my vision behind it would have to be franchise. I
All right.
think I think franchise is the way we want to go. Um, it's cool, and it just will bring a lot of families together. I believe that the product we have it creates like a diverse fan base, and so walking into our restaurant with the franchise, it'll just be very colorful, have a lot of people in there, and I just love that aspect of it. Just franchise, get it out there, just get it out there. Our whole message is smiling in love, full belly, smiling in love.
Yes.
That's it.
That's
And we
great.
need more of that. We need a lot more of that these days.
So if you could do something crazy, like if money wasn't even a question, what would you want to do with the restaurant? Would you still say it would be the franchising, or would you want to go
You
even
know,
crazier?
yeah. So me personally, I do want to do the franchise, but if money wasn't an option, I would probably, let me see. Let me think about this. If money wasn't an option, what would I do?
Put you on the spot with this one.
Man. I
Just
would make
franchise
sure
faster.
I would make sure that I could send a Ro's favorite meal to every person in the United States of America,
Wow.
every person in every country, just so they can say, because I know not a lot of people have had soul food, let alone chicken and waffles. That comparison together, and that's another thing that I like doing is bringing. I love bringing different races that eat certain foods that have never been turned on to other foods before,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like chicken and waffles. They're like, what? And so if you could have everybody just try that, they'd be like, wow, it works. So I just enjoy seeing the people smile that have never had it.
Yeah, I didn't
That's
grow
what
up
I
eating
would
that.
do.
That wasn't a staple for me. I had it the first time I was in my 20s, but
Yeah.
once I had it, I'm hooked now. I love it.
You're like, wow, the sweet, the savory. But if you say it doesn't sound like it goes. But it
But
goes well.
it goes
Yeah.
well.
So what
So that,
what makes your chicken so good, or is that like KFC? It's a hidden secret.
the only secret is the love.
The
So
love.
we call it soul food. We cook from the soul. So we just do it right. I mean, from the marination, we marinate for 24 hours. I mean, our dredge that we dredge in our flour, that is secret, but that's the love behind it. Everything that we deliver at Rojo's Chicken and Waffles is just filled with love. We make sure it tastes right. Make sure you smile. While we're making it, we're smiling, you know. So you got to smile.
Yeah, I mean, you sound like you're pretty busy all the time, but when we came in, you were acting like you were at a disco having a party. So which is good, right?
I
If
just
you got to
enjoy
love what you
it,
do.
man. Yep, I enjoy it every day, and that's why I say people say, "Man, you work so hard." I say, "No, you work hard because normally they are the ones complaining." I put in 16, 17, 18 hours a day. But I smile because what I'm doing is I'm delivering nothing but goodness to people. I'm making people happy, and I love doing that. And so it's not a job for me. So
And
yeah, I'm gonna
maybe
dance all the way through like I'm at a disco.
it probably would have been a little different if we'd come in and there were other people there, but we got real lucky,
Yeah.
kind of just in it was a little more intimate of a scenario, just us and you
Yes.
were cooking all while you were talking to us. And it really, I mean, if you could keep elements of that as you go forward and work on the franchising and everything else, I think that
Yes.
would really set you apart. And I mean,
That's
it was awesome. It
awesome.
was an awesome
Thank
experience.
you. Thank you. And I was happy that during these times, especially COVID, man, it's you don't even get to experience new people. You know what I mean? So I was just
Hmm.
honored,
Yeah, the social
that we were
aspect
able
of it.
actually. Yes, man, because we missed that during these times. But the social aspect of it, man, having you guys in there was just awesome.
Oh, thank you. We were grateful for the opportunity.
Yes, sir. Me too.
Do you have a timeline on how soon you think you'll have a permanent location and not be the
Yeah.
pop-up
So,
anymore?
yep. So right now, I'm actually looking for a permanent brick and mortar, um, and just waiting. Waiting for the right move. But we're in the midst of doing that right now. No rush. Don't ever rush anything. Just take it as it comes. But wherever we end up at will be the right spot. You know. And again, we just want to deliver great food to the people. And that's all.
We got one last question. It's a little unrelated,
Hmm.
more to our podcast and what we do, since we
Yeah.
like to cover unique places in Utah. What is your absolute favorite place in Utah?
We're talking food.
Food, entertainment, whatever you want. Your
All
absolute
right.
favorite thing
Was
about
there a place
Utah.
that people said when you go to Utah, you got to try this or go here? Or
So I want to shout out my boy Sean over at Park Cafe. And the
Oh
reason I
yeah.
do this is because Park Cafe gives that vibe. It's right across the street from the park. You get delivered this great fresh breakfast every day, and it's delivered with a smile. Sean's been my personal close friend for the last 11 years. I've known him since he first opened up Park Cafe. And I tell you what, the deliverance as far as like a spokesperson and smiles, man, that's my spot. So not only do you get the quality food, you get the quality service, the quality smile, the quality love, and he's there every day, which gives me my inspiration as well.
Park Cafe is on our short list. I love that place, so
Yes, sir.
that's a good one to shout out. So
It is.
so from Monday through Saturday, what is that the time or the days you
Yeah,
are
so
cooking?
so we're so we're Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday as of right now. When we do get our permanent spot, which we're looking at probably in the next 3 months, we'll go Monday through Sunday. Even though I said Sunday, but we also want to offer that brunch to people.
oh yeah.
And we
Right.
also do plan on doing breakfast all day as well. So we do breakfast all day and soul food. And so we're just excited to actually come full force with it. And we got a lot of items that we haven't even put on the menu yet that we're ecstatic to let people try. So I'm very, very happy.
So right now we got, you said Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yep.
From what time do you open
We're
it until you're
we're
sold out basically,
so
right?
yeah, we start at 1 o'clock, and I tell people we go from 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. But usually we sell out from about 6 o'clock. We usually sell out 6:30. But my words of advice is get in as soon as we open. It's fresh, it's great, and then you ain't got to worry about it selling out. Let us
So do
feed you.
we call in? Is that how you do orders right now? Just phone call?
Yep,
What phone number do
just
you need to
call
call?
in. That's 801 792 And then we also have our IG that we're awesome at responding. So if you have any questions, um, just go ahead and tap in, and that's Roos at Roos Chicken and Waffles. And that's it.
That's it.
So
Yes,
get there
sir.
early or you'll miss out.
Early birds get the worm.
Oh,
Early
there you
birds get the chicken.
go.
Right, I like that one.
Well, thanks again, Arthur. It was a great experience, and thanks for coming on to the episode with us.
Yes, sir. Brandon and Nate, it's been my pleasure, and you guys are awesome, and I appreciate the opportunity.
All right. Thanks, Arthur.
Yes, sir. And you
Best
guys
of
have
luck
a
to you.
wonderful day. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Okay, so it was really great to be able to talk with Arthur and a little bit his business and why he started it. And now we're going to talk about what we thought of our experience, what we thought about the food and how everything went.
Right. So if you haven't noticed, if you listen to the previous podcast we usually go over some reviews, right? And unfortunately, with this being such a brand new establishment, there weren't any reviews to be found. So in place of doing the reviews, we'll just talk about what we would do for a review, right?
Yeah, that works.
Well, if you recall, Arthur said that he was from California. Did you know which city in California is the biggest waffle fan?
I couldn't say.
San Diego.
Lego my ego.
Lego your ego. Did you know that waffles are just pancakes with abs?
I didn't know that. Oh, is that the joke?
That's the joke. That's the whole joke. That's where the ching comes in.
Okay. So it was a pretty different experience for us. So we connected with Arthur, talked about how we wanted to do the podcast, and kind of coordinated when, well, probably not the best communication on my part, to be honest. And we showed up at his place on Thursday, and he told us that they were sold out for the day, right?
Right.
And we were like, okay, sorry, like we kind of just stopped in on you, but we'll come back another time. But I think this just goes to show how good of a person he is, how awesome he is, because he decided, you know what, just come on in. I've got some more stuff. I'll whip it together and let you guys try the food. And so he let us in, and we were just talking to him. Like I mentioned in our conversation, he just was in the meantime cooking food and also talking with us, joking with us, and still was able to come up with, I mean, he had orders still going out. Like when he said he was sold out, it meant he'd already sold everything for the day. But he still had orders he was fulfilling all in the meantime of like kind of entertaining us while we were in there, right?
Right. It kind of felt like we were going to see an old friend we haven't seen for a long time. Like he was super friendly and inviting, and just made you feel like you've been friends forever, right?
Yeah, just a really nice guy. I mean, a lot of this, so it's soul food is what he provides, right? But you really get that feeling with him that he just has that home cooked experience. It's just he's authentic and he's just a really good guy. And that's what we got from having that time to be with him. And he made us all the while still the food that was just wonderful.
Yeah, so he let us try. He first brought us out a seafood macaroni day, right?
Yeah.
And one thing he brought out to us was the seafood mac and cheese. I believe that was kind of had a little bit of a kick to it, right? Spice,
It was spicy, yeah.
but was really good.
So the on the menu is called the Pootie Seafood Mac and Cheese, right?
Yes, I believe that's what it was.
And I think something cool in it below it says seafood fan or not. That is so spot on because I am not a seafood fan. And when he put it in front of me, I was like, oh no, I don't eat seafood. I
Really?
I don't want to like offend or like I'm gonna eat it because he gave it to me, but I put it in my mouth and like if he wouldn't have told me it was seafood, it wouldn't have made a difference because it was still delicious and I ate it no problem. And so even if you don't like seafood and you want something a little different, then you can have that too.
Yeah, it wasn't fishy. Is that what you're going for?
Yeah, exactly.
It was like a pasta salad type with a little bit of a kick.
It was spicy, yeah.
So it was great. I ate the whole thing he gave us. So
Yeah, same.
and luckily, even though he said he was sold out, he still had a few small pieces of chicken left and whipped us up a waffle to go with it. So we got to try the famous chicken and waffles.
And man, that waffle was something, right?
Yeah, it was more flat iron. Is that what
Mm-hmm.
type of, you have the Belgian waffle, which seems to be pretty popular at most places nowadays, but I liked it. I liked it a lot.
It had like a cinnamony
Mm-hmm.
kind of spice to it, which
Right.
I always really like in waffles.
And then I thought the chicken was fantastic as well. So
You clean that chicken right up. I'm not very good when I'm eating a chicken wing. I've always been kind of bad with bones and stuff, but man, you suck that baby dry.
I'm a professional eater. I can
Yeah.
clean a plate. So it wasn't hard to finish.
So he brought us out a drink. He had some of the Michael's secret stuff, which is blue raspberry lemonade Kool-Aid. And the best way to describe it is a melted popsicle.
Yes, like a blue raspberry popsicle, which you would expect from Kool-Aid, right? That's what most Kool-Aids taste like.
And if that explanation doesn't do it justice, I don't know about you, but I'm always for the sweet stuff, and it was so sweet, and I devoured it. I drank it right up.
Yes, so
But
did I.
it's very sweet.
Yeah, very, very sweet. Could almost be a dessert on its own, right?
Yeah. I look forward to, because I just really like the name, the Ecto Juice. I'm look forward to trying that someday also, the green apple lemonade. But
what is that reference to?
that's Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters, right? So
Speaking of which, you have yourself some of the
High C.
Yeah, the High C, but you have some of it from the most recent iteration
Yeah,
of the movie.
so, I mean, they used to sell it back in the day with the old Ghostbusters 1 and 2 was in the store all the time. The Slimer, was that his name?
Yep.
Was on the cover, and it was the Ghostbuster High C. And then when they made the new Ghostbusters with the ladies, they brought it back for a limited edition, and I bought a bunch of it. My kids really enjoyed it, and then I had some in our storage room that kind of got hidden for a while. And with the whole COVID thing and kind of spring cleaning, I was going through our food storage and found that I still have a package of it.
The last thing we had after the drink was, I almost want to say my favorite part of it all was the award-winning peach cobbler. I am such a huge peach cobbler specifically, a big fan of it. And so getting to have that portion of the meal was just so good.
Yeah, I love peach cobbler, and I kind of associate peach cobbler with Dutch oven, because we
Me
used to
too.
have it on campouts, especially if you were a Boy Scout. So we had a lot, and his was probably some of the best peach cobbler I've had ever.
Even if you're not a peach fan, with the mix of spices and everything had in it, it was like, it just goes down. It's so sweet and so good.
Yeah, it was filling too, right?
I mean, the cool thing about the place is it's just starting out. He's a couple months into it now. And while he doesn't have a set place at this moment, it's worth you going out there, calling in and ordering, and making a trip, because it's good food.
Yeah, it's kind of like a hidden gem right now, right? A secret.
Yeah, it pretty much is. So
yeah, just like we've mentioned earlier in our interview with him, that if you do want to try it, get there early, because there's a reason he's selling out every day.
Run to Ro's, because it's going to sell out fast. And I think this place is just going to get busier and busier as the name gets out there. So we want to end with what we found to be actually the theme song for the restaurant. So
who knew that Rojo's already had a theme song? So we'll play that for you right now and catch you guys all next week.
You want to get something to eat?
Yeah, that would be sweet. What do you feel like?
Fried chicken, what you feel like?
A waffle. I'll drop you off here and you can walk to the chicken place.
Or you can eat a waffle with the rest of the human race for breakfast. Are you sure you want a waffle?
Are you sure you want some chicken?
Yes.
Well, I want a waffle,
and I want some chicken thighs.
maybe we can find a place for us to compromise. Let's go to Ro's Chicken and Waffles. We want a whole plate to be brown, 'cause chicken is brown and waffles are brown.
Well, actually, Nate, they're yellowish brown.
That's true. At Ro's Chicken and Waffles, a fork full of waffle helps the chicken go down. So let's head over to Ro's Chicken and Waffles.